What's going on, boys and girls? Welcome back to another solo leveling Arise video. All right, guys, supporter program. I finally got my stuff. So here we are. We have quite a bit to share with you. So I've submitted my videos, and the way this works, guys, just so everyone's transparently aware of how this is going to function, is I have missions to do. So currently my missions were initial gameplay video, hunter weapon video. My next two are going to be the battlefield time record, and then skill ruins introduction video. You guys know I have a video pretty much for everything. So with that being said, I was issued 1,000 coupons for each of these. So I'm going to give these to the top 1,000 people. You're going to get yourself Essence Stones times 500, and you're going to get yourself weapon enhancement gear times 20, and then plus design 1. So we're going to go ahead and confirm this, and you guys are going to see here, I'm going to go ahead and say do my thing, and then right here I'm going to just put the top 1,000 providers. So anyone who's been supporting me, guys, you'll be getting these 500 Essence Stones as well as the other things. So after confirming the coupon, the number of will be deducted. These coupons cannot be sent to specific support. Okay, confirm the coupon number you received. Okay, so we'll go 1,000. There we go. Confirm. When confirm a coupon, the coupon can be deducted. Confirm will be deducted. Can you confirm? Yes, I will confirm 1,000 of these. I have 1,000 coupons, guys. The way I'm going to have to do this, unfortunately, is I'm going to take, let's say, 100 of these every day, and I'll blast them out in a community post on YouTube as well as my Discord. So please, if you are part of my Discord and if you are a supporter, these will be applied there as well as the community. Now, they've made this extremely cumbersome. There's really no way for me to control who gets these. So unfortunately, it's going to be first come, first serve scenario. Please just use one code at a time, guys. Please, 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 for the love of God. I don't know if you can use multiple codes. I hope you can't. So just do me a favor, please. Just use one code at a time. Be fair to everybody else. To my supporters, I'm going to talk to Netmarble, see if I can figure out a better way to do this, because quite honestly, shooting out 1,000 codes is pretty insane. I'm going to actually do 2,000 because there's 2 of these codes now I have to put out. And yeah, so I'm going to do my best, guys, to do what I can here to make this happen for all my supporters. I thank you so much for supporting me, obviously. More of these to come, but hopefully we get a better system here in place. There's no simple way to send this out to you guys via email or in-game. I have to do this manually, which is crazy to me. So let me try this out with this one time, and then we'll figure out a better method. So make sure you check out the community post. I'll put 100 of these out today. And then remember, if they've been expired or used already, that means someone used them. So please, first come, first serve scenario for the supporters. I appreciate you guys. And here we go. So let me put these out. Let's talk about the next thing. So understand. Now, I put out the actual video for the notices and developer notes that is happening, right? It's a pretty big one. And there is quite a bit of concern going on about specifically one section right over here. All right, so this was the following hunters and weapons are scheduled for adjustments with changes aimed at enhancing or balancing compared to their current status. So you guys see the word enhancing, right? As well as balancing. So a lot of people are now worried that these units, specifically one, the SSR Cha Heian unit, is going to get nerfed. I'm going to be real with you guys. I don't think we're going to see a nerf necessarily. We may see a couple different things happen. So here's my take. This is my take. I have no knowledge of what they're planning to do. But here's what I think. So first off, just so you guys are aware, in the English version of the game, so our global North American version of the game, the text for Waltz of the Dance is actually missing a key component that they have in other versions of the game, and that is there's a 20-second cooldown for the move in order to spam it constantly nonstop. We don't have that text anywhere, so they could simply have just added that extra text in there, and that might be the only change. Now, if they do nerf Cha, here's the problem, and this is to Netmarble as well too, because I know you watch some of my content, so let's be real. If you nerf something that people have paid for, it's kind of like doing this, right? It's like going to buy a Porsche. They promise you a Porsche. You go in, you see the Porsche, but then inside the Porsche, there's a Honda engine all of a sudden. That's not what you paid for, right? So you can easily, justifiably get a full refund on something like that happens. So I think they're not going to nerf. They may balance. And what does the word balance mean? Well, it doesn't mean nerfing necessarily, guys. What that could mean is adjusting a couple moves here and there to make things a little bit more, how do we say, fair. Because she is insanely broken, right? And let's be real, she is. So I know a lot of you guys paid for it, and including myself. I obviously showed you guys live that I paid for it, and I'd be pissed off if they did nerf her. But I don't think they're going to do that. And that's just my take. And also you have to remember, they're also about to compete with the biggest launch I've ever seen for any game at 33 point something million pre-registrations at the same time, and that is Wuthering Waves. The last thing they need to do is piss off their player base and send them off running to another game that will already probably tempt them to play anyway. So I don't know if we're going to see too much of a nerf on any of this. I think, and remember this, and a lot of people were comparing this to Westwind, and I want to make this clear. Westwind is an SR weapon. Westwind does not have a banner. Westwind is a random SR weapon that pops up on any banner. So they can nerf SR weapons as much as they want. We can't really complain about it. I mean, we can complain about it, but there's no justifiable reason for any type of action because those are weapons that are randomized within a specified banner. Now, these banners that are SSR banners, for example, any of these SSR units can definitely be adjusted. But for things like Cha, for example, they're not going to nerf her, in my opinion, because they know people paid to get her specifically, right? So you can go back to your bank and be like, hey, they promised me something. This is not what I received. I want a full refund. And honestly, the banks, for the most part, be like, yeah, all right, cool. Sounds good. Same with any company. So I've seen it happen, and I know it happens. So I don't want people to stress out and freak out over this just yet. We need to see what goes on. Right now, I know that Marple has a bad reputation, and they've had, in the previous games, nerfed a few units here and there. Since then, I haven't seen that happen in any of their games more recently, so I'm hoping we don't see the same thing. As you can tell here, everybody else is getting buffed. So SM Beck is a prime example of somebody who came out. They could have nerfed a little bit, but they actually are still buffing him. So I'm hoping they continue to do that. Plus, it's a PvE game, so that kind of helps the whole atmosphere and lack of nerfing situation make more sense. So all in all, let's just say this, right? I think it's a bad move on their end if they decide to nerf anything that's currently existing in the game. As a matter of fact, they should be helping their players advance. And so far, quite honestly, that's what they've been doing. We've had more buffs than we've had any nerfs. The only real nerf we've seen so far has been Westwind. And quite honestly, I'm going to be real with you guys. I feel like it's going to get nerfed even more because of the fact that now SR weapons can become SSR weapons. According to this last little note, he has for SSR weapons, which require a lot of time and effort to power up. They're not easy to use for hunters who prefer a relatively lighter game experience. To address this, we're preparing features such as evolving SR Sung Jinwoo weapons into higher grade weapons and crafting SR exclusive weapons. Now, I'll be honest with you guys. This is knowledge, right? It's not like I'm going to say something that's going to all of a sudden happen. The Westwind is still doing an insane amount of damage. So for them to allow us to evolve it even further, I could see this being nerfed one more time. And I said this the moment they nerfed it. I did my retest. I'm like, this is way powerful, way too powerful still. So I hate the fact that that's going to happen. But you know what? I will be real with you guys. It's going to evolve the gameplay that people use in different weapons that people use to do more in this game. So Westwind right now is still the most broken weapon in the game, in my opinion. It really is. Like it's carrying everybody and everything as long as you have it evolved. I have it at A0 and I'm almost finished chapter 15 on my free to play at level 48. It's crazy, right? So I don't see them nerfing the SSR units. I see them buffing them or balancing them in a good way, but I do see more SR nerfs along the way, specifically things like Westwind. So with that being said, I do want one last thing before I go here. It's not for you guys to take what I say to heart and for you to take it to the bank right away and be like, Payne said this. I'm giving you my opinion. I've had situations in the past in gacha games, and I played 15 years of gachas, where people have had refunds for nerfs on things. They've had nerfs for misrepresentation of a character. They've had nerfs on characters. They've had refunds on characters that have been nerfed right away as they were introduced, and people paid for a lot of it, right? So it's very possible to do this. Now, it's going to obviously involve your banking institution. It's going to involve your account if it's delinquent for a lot of refunds. There's a lot of factors here to note, but the main thing to realize is I don't think they're going to do a nerf to her, because it'd be the silliest thing possible out there. Anyways, that's just my take on it, guys. How it goes from here is up to Netmarble. I'm crossing my fingers they don't make mistakes here, because again, Wuthering Waves is just literally around the corner. Don't mess it up. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.